Okay, thank you very much, guys. All right, I didn't get that one right, but it was close. It was a little bit close.
Yeah, it was close.
All I can say is whelp. Like,
Yeah.
this guy right here.
Well, rather than the power of marketing, I would rather sort of ascribe this to the Badgers and the Tengus. But it was fun to have the sales guy.
It's the power of Badger 2s. Any team that brings Badger 2s is automatically going to do well.
I was just about to say, do you know what's better than one Badger?
2.
Pretty much. So what did they do on this team? I never quite figured out.
I stepped out for half the match. I'm going to leave that one to Michael Bolton.
I think it was just, I couldn't obviously see the grid, but the Kiting Tengus were doing pretty well. And then Circle of 2 lost one of their drakes, and they lost the damps on the drake. And it sort of turned around, but as soon as Bane lost that scimitar that had kept up for so long, thanks to those remote shield transfer drones, it just started going south, and there was too much kite and too much DPS in those drakes and those Tengus.
There was. So what we have left the rest of the evening is White Noise versus Red Federation. That's the 50% of the red versus blue teams. Blue Federation did not make it in. We have Babylon 5 versus Solar Fleet. We have Circle of 2 versus Razor. And we have Wild Boars versus Outbreak. That's what we have left today. Remember that we do have matches again tomorrow from 1500 EU. Next weekend, we have matches from 1500 on both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, of course, is our final day when the group stages are done and the best teams left will fight for blueprints and 120 billion in cash, I think, is the main prize plus the blueprints.
It's pretty amazing. A lot of cash. Actually, that was one thing you were asking them earlier, how much role the rewards play. And I think for the series teams, it's actually kind of a big deal. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of ISK.
It is a lot of money. If you're not in the tournament, but you still want to take something home, you should go to the EVE Online forums. We have a competition going on right now. The details are on the screen. It's a Predict the Winner contest. It is the 2000 fight. It is Babylon 5 versus Solar Fleet. You have a chance of winning a wireless gaming mouse, courtesy of our friends at Logitech, who are great makers of hardware, humanitarians, and just fantastic people. I've met people from Logitech, and I was instantly impressed by how nice they were. So they're wonderful people. You can win that mouse. It's going on the online forums right now.
Is it true that Logitech people are also all good looking?
That's also true. Okay. Same for all our friends at NVIDIA, Shattered Crystal, Eon Magazine.
EVGA.
EVGA, yeah.
Especially CCP employees, though, right?
Especially us, of course. Yeah. Of course. Anywho, back to, speaking of the forums, we're still getting a ton of questions here. Let's just do one quickly, and then we'll get back to Sinfidel, and maybe you can shed some light on some of the future things here in EVE. Let's just grab one quickly. Lucius Voltar asks, we see the Kitsune and the Kiras, but how come no hyenas? With a range bonus, surely they can slow people down for the range setups.
I think that's a valid question. I think the hyena is really good, and obviously webbing is a really important role in this format. Maybe it's that setups that need the range control can get it. I mean, they can just get it somewhere better. I guess Loki's, because of the command bonus, can take care of both roles without having to use up slots for the
Loki's and Hugins.
For the hyenas.
Hugins, yeah, as well.
Yeah, Hugins are very popular. I think it's just the amount of webs you can fit and how long they last. Because say you go up against Kiting Tengus, all the other E-Wars can shut them down. Webs will still they'll get popped because it's speed for keeping you safe. You can put someone in a position, but you can't always keep yourself safe against all of the teams.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. From webs to stores. So what's the future vision for this thing? What do we want this to be?
Well, there's sort of a near future vision and a farther future vision. You can, for the just talking near term for a moment, you can basically divide virtual items between two categories. The ones that you can sell someone and they can use immediately, or the ones that if you sell someone, they need an interface to be able to use them. For example, We're rolling out captain's quarters. One might sell them furniture and decorative items for their captain's quarters. Stripper pole has come up a couple times. The problem with that is you need an interface to let them place it somewhere. They're not going to be happy with just having the item sitting in their inventory. They're going to want to place it in their captain's quarters. So those take a little bit longer to roll out, and it takes a little bit more time. But then for the far distant future, one of the things we really want to do is we want the players to be making at least some of the stuff that we're selling. We don't want all of it to just be made by CCP and sold by NPCs. That's not the spirit of EVE. EVE needs to be controlled by the players and particularly the economy. So we got to give them tools. Unfortunately, that requires an interface also, and it requires one more thing. It requires us to be able to have some influence on the designs they make, so that they don't make wildly inappropriate things to put up there.
The
Why
concept
can't
of TTP.
Exactly.
Why can't Wildly Inappropriate have a shirt?
Well, they can. They just yeah. They just. I'm trying to keep this family oriented.
Well, I mean, if we at least use some appropriate words.
There's a famous internet theorem.
Yes.
The problem of time to penis.
Yeah.
Which means if you give the users design tools and set them free within with no limits, eventually you get a rather
Low
interesting
TTP.
set of designs that get the focus.
For instance, we gave Michael Bolton a piece of paper,
Oh no!
and it took roughly 12 seconds.
Oh no!
So the TTP on Michael Bolton's sheet was 12 seconds.
Test
Yeah,
Alliance's,
roughly.
One of Test Alliance's greatest skill is we optimize that TTP number as quickly
Well,
as possible.
and that's not limited to Test Alliance. I mean, there are a number of attributes spread throughout the EVE community that might lead one in that direction. So we're being very careful.
Yes.
But eventually we'll come up with some ways to solve that. And
Could players eventually design and sell strippers?
I want to be able to utilize my exotic dancer collection in
Well,
my
I mean,
hangar.
on Planetary Traction, take female icons and get some hollow reels, put them in there, out come exotic dancers.
Sounds good.
I need a blueprint. I need a blueprint for exotic dancers.
those could have in-game advantages when dust comes around and there's anyway.
All right. Anyway, enough of the silliness. We have to go on to the next match. White Noise versus Red Federation. Michael Bolton.
I think White Noise is the favorite to win it, but I'm going to go with RVB Red Federation because I like their alliance idea, and they also stomped us in the prelims, so I hope they do well.
All right.
I'm going to begin my prediction by also saying that I think White Noise is the favorite, but I would rather Red Federation won. But I'm going to predict that White Noise will win.
But Red Federation, in some ways, is representing, red and blue with this. They're the only one here that made it in. They both wanted in really badly, and we all knew it. I'm going to root for them just because it's the emotional underdog favorite.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to put my money on White Noise, and I was wrong last match. I'm not going to be wrong this time. Let's see.